Alright. Great. Good evening, everybody. So welcome to our self-care Saturday. So we have a few new faces here. Yeah, if you are new, can introduce yourself in the chat box. We're also live on Facebook. Welcome back to our friends on Facebook. We also have our guests. Yep, Datin Norma is joining in. All right, that's nice. Yeah, welcome everybody. So we're friends of good mental health and good physical, right? Yeah. So we're under the PRKPP and Fit Unit to bring you live on every Saturday on Zoom, our self-care Saturday. All right.
Datin, Assalamualaikum.
Hello. Oh, we need to unmute you. So today we'll be talking about self-care. Hi, Datin Norma. How are you?
Good.
All right.
Hello, Prof.
Hai Datin,
Felicia.
Assalamualaikum.
Hi, Wanda, sihat Wanda?
Hello, yeah, Mr. Wong. Nice to see you all.
Yeah.
Pertama
So,
kali
yeah.
dapat join.
Alhamdulillah, thank you.
Thank you for support.
Congratulations for the good work. So, apa ni? What's the topic today? Men's health.
Yeah, today is about self-care. That one is Coach Wong. Today is about self-care.
Oh, I thought it's about men. I don't want to join lah.
We join, we have another women.
Okay. Nice to see you all. Macam how to make it apa?
That's nice. Thank you so much for joining us.
The kamera turunkan sikit Datin, kamera tu rendahkan lagi. Okay, tak apa. Okay, cantik.
Cantik.
Okay. Cantik.
All right. Awesome.
Lighting my best, Wanda.
Sorry?
Your lighting is very good, perfect.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
All right.
All right. Okay. So let's start our session for today. And usually Prof. Mohammed will share his session and then we will discuss and ask questions. All right. So feel free to unmute yourself, or if you are a bit shy, you can also type in the chat box. And the floor is yours, Prof.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good evening. Salam sejahtera to everyone. Thank you once again for being with us together tonight. This is our so-called Saturday session, self-care Saturday. It is for actually to bring ourselves to be more knowledgeable in our physical health, in our mental health, and possibly also in our spiritual health. So today I will be talking about self-care, as the name it is Self-Care Saturday. So might as well we have a relook again at what self-care is all about. So as you know, let me just to start with, let me just share my slide. So the slide is already on. See, share screen. Okay. All right, I hope you can see the slide now. I'll make it to the slideshow. Well, so let me just start with this slide, which talks about you have to nourish yourself to flourish. So all this while, we have been actually talking about last week about our physical health, our physical fitness. The week prior to that about our nutrition and about our eating. And also following that, we also nourish ourselves with a lot of our so-called mental health. So it is very important for us to take note about this. You have to nourish yourself every time, every day to flourish. And so you have to be good to yourself before you can also be good to others. So this is where the topic is about self-care. It's always this critical question that you need to ask yourself. What do you really need, and what are you actually missing most in this time of volatility, in the time of uncertainty, in the time of people are getting in and out of this so-called stress situation. So we need to look for what is vacuum in ourselves, what is void for us now. And so we have to fill it up, especially while we are staying at home. So how do you need to feel to have a grip in your life? So I think this is a question where a lot of more people now, getting more and more serious into this matter. I just got bad news. My own so-called Besan, that is the father of my daughter-in-law, just passed away from COVID 2 days ago. Uh, get a very bad COVID infection, and also there are many others who get into the same trouble. So I guess things is not getting better; it's getting worse. So we have to ask ourselves about how to be in this situation where we can care for ourselves. So basically, there is this so-called myth that we need to actually look into about self-care. So it is not about being in indulgence about ourselves. It is actually being a meaningful. That's why all this while we are talking about being mindful about our life, about our life and living, our patterns of thoughts or behavior. So that is what it is true about self-care. It is not an indulgence. And self-care is not about being selfish. It is about taking time for yourself, getting sufficient rest, getting sufficient exercise, become more and more energetic, able to do proper thing for yourself and for those around you. So that is what self-care is all about. So the myth is it is not a selfish kind of a situation. And self-care is not about one-time experience. It is actually an ongoing practice that we need to have and need to build our resilience, especially in this situation where we have to face what we call it hardship, and we have to prevent ourselves from getting burnt out. A lot of people are now actually, especially the first line, health workers, even the teachers, even people at home, they are all facing what we call burnout situation. And it is self-care. The myth is that it is time consuming. No, it is not. It is about, it doesn't even require to take a huge chunk of your time from your busy, but it's just to be looking into yourself and then how to build them up accordingly. So there are types of self-care that all of us need to know. So these are the 8 aspects or the 8 types of it. We can talk about the physical aspect of self-care. Here we are talking about exercises, we are talking about sleep, talking about nutrition. So these are about the physical health or physical fitness. Then we talk about emotion or the mental health. This is about the stress management, about the coping, about doing compassion, doing therapy and things of that nature. Then it's regard to social self-care. So now people are actually again over-involved with many things based on a lot of this negative social media. So we have to be very careful about this negative social media. Negative communication, people are not knowing how to actually limit themselves to their boundaries. And also a lot of time people do at the end of the day need social support system. So we have been noticing that a lot of people are getting into more and more trouble if they don't have enough good support system. With regard to the spiritual health, obviously we are not talking just about meditation, about prayers, about your religious being, yeah, about your sacred space, about your own time alone, and these are very important for us to take note. The other aspect is about your personal self-care with regard to what is your identity, what is your goal, how to actually now build up your personal self in a much better way, and also about your space and your environment, whether it is healthy, whether it is a conducive environment, whether it is spacious and safe and things of that nature. And another big issue of your self-care is now we talk about financial. A lot of time people are looking into their finance management, which is going haywire now. A lot of bills to settle, but not enough money that comes in. Need to do budgeting, need to do saving kind of a thing, need to be very prudent in your life and living. And similarly, with regard to work, you need to have proper time management. You need to know how to actually have work boundaries, have some breaks and things of that sort. Because now when you are at home, working from home, it is not about just work. It is about the other multitasking things that is also happening at the same time. So it's very important to have a look at all these aspects or types of self-care, because all these are playing its roles now seriously and actually distressing all of us. And also there is another different way to look at it. There is 8 types of self-care: the physical, which I just mentioned earlier, about the nutrition, about the exercise and the sleep. And then the mental, which has been talking all this while. We're talking about being mindful, about our self-talk, which is positive self-talk, not the negative self-talk, and about our emotions, about our so-called, gratitude, our patience, and what basically our journaling, looking into how we see things and how we digest things, and at the end of the day, how we adopt our attitude towards it. Then our spiritual care, basically we need to know how to do meditation, we need to do our prayers, we need to go back into our spiritual being, our intellectual types of self-care, the way we look at things, the way we read things, the way we learn things now, how we actually analyze what is going on. So intellectually, it is a very important thing that we need to look at. And then the environment, we are actually stuck in a particular environment, how we make the environment more conducive, more safe, hygienic, clean, and things of that sort. So we have environment within and environment external. So we have to be careful about that too. With regard to relationship, we also need to look at our social connection and how then people can get into a social relationship wise, and how we should not be over involved with people outside us too. Because nowadays we can see a lot of people are coming up with in social media, like negative to each other, attacking personally to each other, because everyone is rather edgy now. Everyone is rather easily become, how should I say, irritated, easily become distressed. And that's why I know people are becoming over and over involved, exaggerated in situation. And sometimes it's not very necessary in the social aspects of things, especially with a lot of this social media is the only way we can express ourselves. And subsequently, in also the aspect of, as I said just now, the financial. So we have to be careful about not enough money coming in, but a lot of money have to go out. And we find that that could be trouble to some people, especially to the even the B40s, the M40s, and I heard that even possibly T40s also may have same trouble. So this is what we need to do, check your battery. So whether your battery is low in that sense, if it is at the very bottommost, that is where it is already empty. So you pinpoint what has drained you out and try to stop that draining so that you can start filling it up. So be careful. If your battery is already empty, obviously it cannot be used to shine a light, cannot be any torch will not be able to show you the way, the lights that you can use it to find your way out. Or if it is still at the bottommost, the second level is you are still struggling. So if you are still struggling, we need to do what we call a triage. We need to know what is the issues that we are having, and we have to focus on that area of what we need to actually deal with. So if you are just so-so, that is the third level. So most important about this also is about yourself, your own attitude, how you see yourself now. Did you blame yourself for not being able to live up to the expectation that you want? So try to be more kind to yourself, more compassionate, self-compassion. Or actually your battery is about half full or half operational. You're feeling okay, and then you can do something better. Every day you have to improve yourself. If your battery is still very strong, you're feeling good, that will be fine, but still need to maintain it. Or you're feeling great, that means your battery is still fully charged. That will be good for you. So just to check on these and see how your current feeling is. If you're at the lower bottom 3 level, you have to be very careful. You have to really take note, and you have to really find out a way to get assistance. So in self-care, it can be either one, you can take a step back, look at it, what is going on, how you have been doing it, how you have been dealing with it. If really necessary, you have to really ask for help. And then you have to, first and foremost, put yourself first and put your family and subsequently only then you can try to help others out, right? And you can ask for what you need, and you can set boundaries. You can also be compassionate to yourself, all right? And possibly you also need time to think about it, spend some time alone. These are about how to look into your self-care kind of a thing. Or at the end of the day, if you have achieved what we call self-care, obviously you will have a better acceptance, you have a better awareness. And this is where we call mindfulness. You are kind, you can offer kindness even to others. You still feel pressure. You have a physical condition that is really very good for yourself. You can make choices better. You can put up priorities. You can even assist community. You can be supportive. And so that is why it's very important for all of us to be very aware of our so-called personal self-care. So what we can do is actually, we can have what we call the so-called self-care jar. Try to get an empty jar and write down every favorite thing that you can, favorite ideas about your self-care on a strip of paper. And you can fill it, the jar with all these ideas. So when you're feeling drained or you're feeling down, you can pull out. And then according to what you have, example, take a drive, do your hobbies, watch your favorite movie, yeah, do whatever that you need to do. And then you can pull out one of those things and then just do the activity to build up again, so-called a better self. Or there are many other ideas here about self-care from A to Z. I think most of us know how to go about doing it. So don't feel that actually we are stuck, we are lost, we are confused, we don't know what to do. Actually, you can still have many things that you can do for yourself. For example, like now pick up a new hobbies, do baking, do anything that you love to do, kind of a thing. So there are many ways of actually handling to build up again your self-care. Or you can see here your self-care so-called circle. So here, get back to the sense of purpose, the feeling of sense of purpose, because I guess most of us sometimes we lost our views and our vision towards why we are here. What is the purpose? Still, some of us have a lot of things, but they did not see it, the positive one. They look at what they don't have. So they must have this very good sense of purpose, and they must have also a good time for self. They must also try to do some kind of meditation, prayers, go for some fresh air, do some things that can comfort themselves, reading, playing games, and things of that sort. So these are how you can deal with your so-called to be better in yourself. So basically, self-care is equal to growth. So as I said, you have to nourish yourself to flourish. So if there's nothing that goes inside your body, there's nothing that is good that it goes inside to your mind, and also there's nothing good nutrition that goes inside to your so-called spiritual being, obviously your growth will be stunted. So discover your possibilities to nurture yourself in terms of relationship, obviously, yeah. Never think that you are alone, never think that nobody understands you. So please try to actually get linked to friends, to support, right? Interact with people, maybe still you can call up your family, your brothers and sisters, your friends and things like that. So build up your relationship and also build up your personal capability. Take steps to achieve your personal goal and to grow more and more better skills. Also try to physically nurture yourself, do exercise, have a proper sleep, do physical activity, and to be actually feeling good, groom yourself, makes yourself feel and look good. And you also have to limit your limit setting. It is very important because sometimes there are things that you cannot do like before. For example, like all of us want to get out of the home situation of the so-called lockdown, but we are not able to for the moment. So we have to learn how to adapt in that situation. So don't try to actually go against the standard is that is a big, a big place, and that is under the law. So try not to get ourselves in that kind of a trouble. I like hear your own voice, what is right, what is wrong. Be very creative, be self-compassionate, and actually quite a number of us are still able to contribute to the family and also to the world outside in a very meaningful way. That will actually make you feel good about yourself. All of us has been doing that, I would say. That's why all of us are much better to preserve ourselves to be still not in a distress situation. So basically that is about all that I want to actually highlight for the moment. So I will stop the sharing and we can go for the question and answer section. So self-care is very important. I would say before we move on, now the situation has created big gap, big void within us. All of us are very distressed. So look into ourselves again to actually preserve ourselves better. All right. Okay, Felicia.
All right, thank you so much,
Back to you.
Prof. I think that was a really good and a good reminder. There's a few things I picked up from, from just your first slide. You have to nourish yourself to flourish, right? So that it begins with yourself. A lot of people think that, self-care is just taking care, pampering yourself, but self-care is actually a lot of discipline. You are doing things even though you don't want to do. Things like even getting up in the morning, doing
Yeah.
your meditation or your prayers or do your exercise. It may not be something that you really want to do. If we all have it our own way, I think we will just lay in bed for 10 hours, right, and do nothing. Because sometimes stress gets the best of us. So I think self-care is really about discipline. Doing things for yourself doesn't mean you only want to do the things that you want to do. Sometimes it requires a bit of discipline. When it comes to, you mentioned financial things, where how to adjust that in terms of budget, in terms of cash flow, and it's a lot on the being mindful and being present. And I like the one that you mentioned about the battery.
Yeah.
Checking your levels, your battery level, where are you at the moment? So maybe I'd like to put this question to the floor. There are a few people who join us on Facebook and also on Zoom. So we have Dato Dr. Norain, we have Anam, we have Jess Spoon, we have Kak Nas. Also here on Zoom, we have Datinoma, we have Coach Francis, we have Noreen, we have Haziq, we have Wani, we have Isa, right? So yeah, maybe you can unmute yourself and share. What is your battery level at the moment? What do you do to recharge, or what do you do for your self-care? Maybe you would like to share some of your best practices. Yeah.
Well, Felicia,
Yes.
Dr. Muhammad apa ni tadi, dia punya slot very good, ya. Banyak perkara yang saya tak tahu, saya dapat tahu malam ni. Saya cakap dalam bahasa Melayu lah, ya. Dan saya rasa ialah banyak perkara yang saya lihat yang boleh membantu saya dalam keadaan COVID ni, kerana saya rasa terkurung, ya, tak ada dapat jumpa kawan. Saya suka ada meeting, sekarang ni kawan tak datang dah, kena Zoom je ataupun buat Google Meet, which is rasa getting used to it. Tapi it's nice kalau we sit together, minum kopi, cakap pasal program, ya. Anyway, Dr. Muhammad Prof. Muhammad has put so many things to nourish kita untuk to flourish, ya. Jadi cara-cara kita menyesuaikan diri dalam masa COVID ni, banyak perkara lah. Pada saya satu pengalaman yang luar biasa lah, sebab saya dah berumur tak pernah rasa terkurung, ya. Di mana first time lah saya cerita sikit, ambil masa sikit, ya. Jadi saya rasa untuk recharge bateri tu, maksudnya kalau nak fikirkan yang kebiasaan kita lakukan, memanglah kita rasa low bateri lah, ya. Selalu boleh keluar, selalu boleh pergi makan di mana-mana, dan jumpa, perlulah socializing, jumpa kawan, buat kerja. Sebab saya aktif ialah bergerak juga dalam NGO. Jadi sekarang ni rasa tak boleh buat apa-apa. Dulu ada Car Free Day, kami berjumpa ramai-ramai, buat stores and then move from one store to another, tengok macam-macam pelbagai aktiviti yang ialah menyeronokkan, boleh orang kata bagi bateri kita tu full lah ya. Kadang-kadang hari Sunday we look forward going out to see friends and also learn a lot of things on macam tu. Tapi sekarang ni kita terhad, kena buka komputer, itu pun saya struggle lah juga. Nak pakai Zoom ni pun tak berapa pandai, tapi nasib baik malam ni dapat. Jadi saya rasa mental set kita sangat penting. Ya, seperti ini mental, fizikal dan juga emosional kita lah. Bila mental tu dia tentulah sekali dengan emosional ya. Bila mental set kita tak betul, emosi kita pun memanglah tak betul ya. Kalau kata saya bangun pagi berasa aduh hari ni tak boleh keluar lagi. Nah, jadi dari situ saya akan rasa down lah ya. Sepatutnya semua orang pun merasa macam tu. Dia mental lah, bila pagi dia rasa tak dapat keluar. Kejap itu dia dah rasa tekanan, tak boleh pakai baju cantik. Pada saya lah kadang-kadang we look forward, because we used to go to work, you dress up. Now you only pakai sarung, pakai t-shirt, jalan keliling padang macam tu. Dulu kalau pergi dah bersiap dah. Nak pergi exercise, ada kawan-kawan. Jangan buat seorang-seorang pun 5 minit dah masuk balik rumah. So these are things that sometimes kita kena tukarkanlah caranya, macam nak bagi fully charge bateri tu. Saya rasa Prof susahlah sikit ya, sebab keadaan tu kita nak sesuai. Although it's already a year kita in COVID, we have to live in COVID actually. So apa yang Prof buat, Felicia buat, Mr. Wong buat ni sangat baiklah, sebab kita menangani mental kita, fizikal kita dan juga spiritual, emotional semua yang telah diterangkan tadi ya. Jadi pada saya mengisi masa, saya ada timetable sendiri to share lah, bukanlah bagus sangat ya, tapi saya buat ada purpose lah. Macam Prof kata, kita mesti ada purpose dan kita mesti rasa hari ini mungkin lebih baik daripada hari semalam. So apa kita nak lakukan? Jadi saya ramai cucu lah dekat rumah adalah kan. Jadi diorang pun juga kena latih, taklah boleh tidur sepanjang, tapi mereka ada kelas, tapi still most of the time they are at home. Itu pun satu cabaran kepada saya sebagai seorang nenek ya. Tapi bagi saya ada ni, lepas saya bangun pukul 6 solat subuh, biasanya saya tak tidur. Saya pukul 7 kami ada just sharing we have online reading Quran till 8:30, where we do reading, we translate. There's a group of us about 10. So we are busy looking at each other, talking. It's a very nice morning. Every morning, Monday till Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the family. Kadang-kadang Datuk kata 8:30 pun saya nak minum kena tunggu solat kan. Jadi because we ended at 8:30. So Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday saya cakap kat Datuk, okay 7:30 pun boleh duduk sama minum kopi. And ceritanya lah. So after that, I will go around my compound. Pasal Mr. Wong selalu cakap kena exercise. So I did my exercise. So I got a timetable lah in a way.
Yeah.
So 8:30 till 9, about half an hour jalan paksa dirilah, walaupun nak berhenti banyak kali nak masuk rumah balik. Pusing-pusing manage lah to take at least 20 minutes. Masuk baru have my breakfast, and then after that I rested, and then saya ada jadual lah. Jadi pukul 11 ataupun 10:30 saya ada my PA datang buat study lah, sebab saya belajar kan. Sampai pukul 12 dah pening kepala, 12:30. So my doctor said cukup. And then I have my lunch, after that solat, and then saya akan tidur. lepas tu bangun, aktiviti petang pukul 3 sampai pukul 5 tengok cucu. Then 5 to 6 I do a bit of reading Quran and then exercise juga. Malam tengok TV, 8 sampai 9 biasanya 8:30 to 9:30 lepas solat Isya saya akan baca Quran sikit, then I do my reading, I do some writing. I'm writing the Quran also, just to apalah. Then kalau ada masa saya main piano sikit, sebab ada orang kata kalau main piano umur macam ni mungkin tak boleh lupa sangat, so buatlah semua. And then tapi tidur lambat 10 to Prof, I don't know whether it's good for me or not. 10 to 12 I'll be watching TV lah. Favorite movie apa ni, cerita-cerita yalah saya sukalah juga drama dan cerita Turki sekarang ni, which I learn their culture, which is also very something different. Dulu tak pernah duduk sangat sebab masa tu ada untuk yalah duduk tengok TV dengan datuk. Kami duduk at least one movie before we go to sleep. So at least I got 6 hours of sleep, which doktor said untuk orang tua macam saya cukup. Tapi tak tahulah pandangan Prof lah. Kalau ada ataupun Felicia fikir saya patut tidur lebih banyak ke. Ini itulah sharing saya, ada timetable saya sendiri dan saya rasa tak adalah down sangat. Nak kata maksimum tu dah tua ni apa yang seronok sangat kan. Tapi I find it myself healthy so far so good. Even with the COVID, I feel quite okay, you know, emotionally happy and also physically pun dah gemuk sebab makan banyak, especially after the vaccination. Saya cucuk, dia jadi selera bertambah. Tengoklah muka saya dah bulat. And thank you, that's all I think. And then I think what you present today was I think cover lah kita punya well-being dari segi mental dan juga emotional kita, spiritual kita ya. Jadi pemakanan pun Prof sentuh, exercise dan juga berbagai-bagai aspek yang saya tengok ya. Spiritualnya, lepas tu kita ada space dan yang financial tu saya stable lah, dah pencen kan. Jadi pada itu saya tak ada rasa sangatlah sebab tidak banyak bergerak untuk kegunaan itu. Dan kerja, saya buat kerja work saya masih carry on. I'm doing my pendidikan, I'm doing my rumah ngaji, Teduhan Kelana, and a little bit WPP. We are doing charity. So all those things I think keep me going. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Kali datang cakap.
Thank you so much Hakim for sharing. Luar biasa. Yeah, I think Prof maybe apa yang Datin kongsi tadi kan, like the 5 waktu solat, I feel that help to set the mindfulness, don't you think? You know,
pertama sekali telah yang paling penting Datin maklumkan bahawa Datin dah ada body clock, tidur pukul 12 pun okey. Nak tahu tidur tu efek apa ni, kita kata good quality sleep ialah apabila kita bangun tu kita rasa fresh.
Segar.
Kita tak rasa macam hangover, kita rasa segar, kita rasa ngantuk, kita tak terasa macam kita perlukan tidur lagi. Menunjukkan dah cukup lah tu tidur kita. Yang keduanya Datin maklumkan ialah pertama ialah plan the day. So orang kata apa? Fail to plan, plan to fail. Plan to fail kan. So sebenarnya kita kena ada plan. So I think itulah kita kata nak jaga diri tu. Sebenarnya bermula dengan strategi, bermula dengan planning, kemudian execute the planning, kemudian kita evaluate the planning, kemudian kita monitor. So I think Datin is actually a very good leaders and managers sebenarnya. Kedua-duanya quality ada pada Datin. Because you can manage team, manage yourself, manage your time, dan tahu how to then lead the group dan sebagainya. So I think kita memang kena ambil contoh, tengok bagaimana Datin mengaturkan kehidupan harian tadi. I think itu penting kalau anak-anak muda kita kena lihatlah bagaimana kita juga boleh cuba dengan perkongsian Datin tadi kita dapat improvekan diri kita lah untuk self care.
And check in also on your elderly, because not everybody is strong kan mentally. So because Datin Norma background cikgu, so memang kalau dengan jadual memang padat. So sometimes it's not the same for everybody. So it's very important to check in our elderly, parents, auntie, uncles, grandparents, if they're still around. So that's very important because when you stop learning, it's like otak kita ni, minda kita ni macam otot. Kalau kita tak guna, dia kecut, right?
Dia
So
dia
continuous learning,
kena
continuous.
ada brain gym.
Yeah, brain gym, right? So what we are doing self-care is actually gym for the brain, right? So it's very important.
Mungkin satu yang boleh saya tambah lagi, itulah kita baru dapat berita ada kematian daripada ahli keluarga kita, orang yang kita kenal. Jadi kita pun terasa macam menyesal juga kerana kita tidak bertanya khabar, kita tidak selalu menanya-nanya siapa mereka, bagaimana mereka. I think itulah satunya kalau untuk self-care, dia mengefek pada kita juga. Kalau kita rasa terkesan dengan apa yang berlaku dengan keluarga lain, jadi self-care kita akan tergugat juga. Jadi itu maksudnya bila ada self-care sebenarnya bukan saja panjang pada diri kita tetapi actually panjangkan kepada ahli keluarga dekat-dekat kita dan siapa-siapa yang kita kenal sebagainya. Itu pentinglah kita kena ambil kira sekarang.
Alright.
Dah terlambat dah tak dapat buat apa lagi.
Also on Facebook, there's a few comments that I'm thankful that I'm still okay. I'm still able to go out and walk 45 minutes. And kalau rasa tak cukup, petang pun walk for another 45 minutes. So, that's how you split. If you cannot do something in one shot, 1 hour, 2 hours, you can split it to morning and evening. Definitely exercise, kita dah tahu, it helps to produce serotonin, endorphin. So all these hormones make us happier and help us to manage our stress, our challenges in our daily routine. Dia bukan exercise satu kali the whole week. Every day is different challenges kan. So when we keep positive mentally, we can overcome more challenges throughout the day lah. All right, and also just before you say good sharing, Prof. He said thank you. All right.
Welcome. Yes.
All right, Coach Francis, what is your routine?
Okay, good. In fact, as I'm very active, yet also I still need the support of my friends, because we have a 5 a.m. so-called club. So this 5 a.m. club, actually, the first hour is the most important thing. So we spend the first 20-30 minutes, actually it's 20 minutes, actually we do the exercise. Okay, so we actually follow a set of video because I simplify, everybody can do. So when you are when you have a peer group, you have a morning routine. You got to, as you say, self-care. You know the knowing the pain and knowing the gain. Of course, the pain is I have to sacrifice, I have to wake up early every morning. So after a while already, then I know the gain is bigger than the pain. So then I can continue to do it. And because my friends, when we are gathering in a group, they are very caring. They are there for you. So they also check you out. If you are not in, so that's how you get the support. Very important. So the 20 minutes about meditation or prayer, and the other thing, the 20 minutes of gratitude or reading, so something like that. So within 5 to 7, this morning routine is very important. So we plan it well, then you can energize your body, mentally and physically. Okay, nutrition also you nourish, then your strength, your physiology is better for the whole day. Actually is the balancing point. The morning routine is very important. The other thing is that the evening routine also very important. In fact, let's say we try to sleep a bit more before 12 o'clock. We must sleep actually, because the 12 o'clock, after 12 already, that's where the beginning of your body to actually the major organ actually is doing some repair and regenerating also, and also cleansing. So if we interrupt, if your body is not in the resting mode, the internal thing not cleaning up properly. So that's why your meal plan is so important, that you have enough water, enough fiber, enough nutrition, enough protein. Then you move. Moving can be Can be one shot or can be intermittent, it doesn't matter. When you know some of the idea, you do some brisk walking, then some stretching is very important, because stretching is actually working on your muscles. These are important things. When you walk a little bit, you add on some stretching and some strength training, some resistance training, like squat, stretching. This will actually will compound your exercise. And then it gives you to a level of where it can actually produce what you say, all the good biochemical. Okay. This is very important. This is something you cannot drink one. Your body actually generate for you. So today we are attending a big conference, a global nutrition conference. So we are talking about, even though scientists will say, no, this is a philosophy of nutrition, but with exercise. This is good with exercise. That's good with exercise. Now the scientists are getting even very, very careful about promoting their nutrition. The nutrition must come with exercise, because it's the king and the queen must come together be a kingdom. So it's important anyway. Be kind to yourself. Let's say you are not let's, for example, you have failed the 5 a.m. Okay, then I don't have to feel bad, So I just remind myself tomorrow. Then I check why I didn't wake up early, because I sleep a bit late. Sometimes our family, they talk you exit your sleeping time. So you want to set 11 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock you must tune down already. So the lighting, the music involved, okay, very important. But however, everything is about getting used to it. Once you get used to it already, then as starting Mona was saying, she got a timetable, which is very important. The morning routine and evening routine is right, and then in the middle one, you have the time frame of doing what type of slot is your priority and your routine. When you get it done, I think your day is organized. So your mind, no more space to be worried about ruminating all the thoughts, Rumination is about like cattle. They have to eat the grass, eat already the soil first. Then after that, the food already, they go and sit down in the shade there. They because the stomach will ferment. Then it will warm it out, ruminate out there. They ruminate, and swallow again. Now this is happened to our thoughts if we are not very, very strong. So we always, the thought come already, we warm it out, we carry on old thoughts and coming. That is where your battery gone drain out. So it's very important when we talk about mindfulness, mindful breathing, mindful physical, mindful nutrition, very important. So it's not a theory, but it's try to practice one at a time. That's what I am actually doing. So and with the develop the philosophy, because the philosophy will actually control your attitude. So your philosophy is right, your attitude also better. Then we come with the right action, right habit. So that's my routine. In fact, if let's say I'm down, okay, I will find out. I will trace it. Why I'm feeling like that? I always question myself. Then I go back. Oh, because of that little disturbance. Okay, so I just sit back. You must find out. Don't sweep under the carpet. That's why this form is for everybody, because Prof is actually a red carpet opening up. Any problem, just shoot us a question in our WhatsApp group. So if you get somebody to listen to you with supportive listening, you will be much better off. Okay, so please make use of each other in a sense that when we need to talk or we need to lend an ear, we must listen to somebody, because this is not time to make fun, because it's a very serious thing. There's so many negative factors is compressing us, which you know or you don't know, but it's happening. So if you know, you flourish, you nourish to flourish. You don't know, you will compound and compound and compound. That's why the young people are dying, suicidal, this and that. All these things actually is taking toll. And also so much of bad news, every day is so bad news. So we need to leave this to our Almighty, or ventilate it by mindful breathing, or talk to a friend. There's so many with our professional as psychiatrists. So we can just drop a note, no problem. Okay. So I think that will be good for everybody. Yeah. So I think that's what I want to share. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Noreen, do you want to share your update on your transformation challenge? Noreen.
Hi, Coach.
Hi,
Update.
Yeah.
Nothing much. I just start skipping.
Ropes, skipping, rope
Ah.
skipping, yeah.
I didn't do nothing much. Just
How about your,
I
your
make
food
sure my
intake and
Ah?
your sleep and everything else?
for intake, like your program, you have to submit and and also we have a Zoom exercise every Saturday, so we have that session this morning, and it's tiring. Teacher, I can't really do I can't really do all exercise.
Okay,
And
so how do you feel having like a schedule like that, being in a challenge?
um um this program, every week they will choose three winner, and at first I think that for the first week I don't think there will be like big change, but when the organizer announced the winner and they also send the photo, and I was like quite amazed, like make in a week, because this program is not just for losing weight, but it's also for someone who want to bulk up, who want to have muscle. So when I see the before and after picture, within just in just a week, someone already got 6 pack. This is the boys lah, and I feel like I know that not all of us want to lose weight. Some people want to gain weight, but when I don't expect it to be in a week.
So
it kind
as
of
when you
motivate
see
me.
other participant, you feel encouraged, right?
Yes, I feel, that's sorry. I don't know what to say.
All right. So no problem. Keep us updated on your progress. I think that's important. So we want everybody to, have a space, safe space to share. I think that's really important.
If I may add, actually Nurin is in a program. It is UniKL Challenge, where for those who are involved, be actually losing weight. That is a program. So she's actually doing it very actively. I think you have to have a reason to do things.
Yeah.
That's why that makes you better in terms of looking at your self-care.
Right. Yeah, that's
Sense
one
of-
of the sense of achievement. You're taking care of yourself. For me, I experienced weight loss during this pandemic because I started cooking for myself. I started enjoying it's like my little therapy, and I realized that I can actually cook. And yeah, so that's a new hobby, something to keep you creative, right? And then connect with friends. I have on WhatsApp video with my friends, and they'll be cooking the same dish. I'll be cooking the same dish. So we are just chit-chatting over the phone, and sometimes we exercise together. Yeah, so those are the things I think is very important. Social, we are physically distancing, but we are not socially disconnected, right? So I think like Datin can always give me a call, and we can always do exercise together. Yeah, so this is how we can support each other in a way that we want to make sure that we are all connected in that way, so we keep each other in check, because after we can go back to after our vaccination, hopefully, and interstate travels are open, maybe we can meet up and things like that. So till then we need to keep active, right? So getting vaccinated is one thing. Really being able to socially connect with people, we shouldn't lose that skills. We shouldn't lose that touch, and also keeping our immunity strong by nourishing our body with good nutrition and also exercise, and keeping our mental strong. So practicing self-care is an action. It's every single day. So I think that is one of the main sharing of what Prof, you cover so many things. Maybe we can choose, each one of us, we can choose 2 to 3 things, or even just one thing that you feel that you are not doing and you want to practice it. for this particular week. And then next week you come back, you say, this week I've actually improved on this. For example, let's say I've been not having quality of sleep. Now this week I'm going to start to have more mindfulness, to watch my sleep hygiene, make sure that I don't get a lot of stimulation. Actually, we don't get distracted. What is actually proven is that our mind we get overstimulation. So what happened is from the phone, the laptop and the phone, we get that blue light. So it's very important that last 1 hour before you go to bed, it's very important to switch off your social media, your handphone, your laptop, loud music, loud TV, things that get you thinking, right? So even if you want to go to bed by 12, you need to start to unwind before that already. You cannot sleep at 12 and then expect to fall asleep at 12, right? Sometimes it takes a bit of time. So it's very, very important, because protect your peace and harmony at all costs. Because what we can summarize from Prof's self-care session today is we cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot contribute to other people. You cannot help other people if you yourself cannot be. We are not trying to be perfect, but we have to be at the center, right? Taking care of your health, body, mind, and spirit. So exercise, having a routine, having a timetable, just now like what Tati Noma was sharing, Coach Francis was sharing, Nurin joining a support group to go through a transformation challenge, whether it's to build muscle or to lose weight, and doing things, doing hobby, creating something creative. So those are the things that will keep us really, really, fill up our battery, fill up our cup, so that we have extra to give other people that definitely is in need. We are all an ecosystem, right? There must be someone out there who will probably see you as a strength and they want to do better. So I think we have a purpose now that we are in this platform. We are privileged, like what Prof said, all of us here have some sort of privilege to actually give back. Not necessarily just in money, but also maybe just a listening ear, right? And I believe we are doing good things. And yeah, let's just keep on doing, and let's just keep moving forward and keep passing the good message forward, right? All right, so yeah, all right, so maybe we have Haziq and Aisa. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, so we try to keep this within a 1 hour session. Next week, we shall be back, and we will be coming together also to reflect on our last 30 weeks of doing the self-care Saturday sessions. And let's see how we can further improve. And you have any suggestion, you can always reach out to Prof, to Coach Francis or myself, and we can move forward and provide better support for everybody, right? So wishing everybody the rest of the weekend, good weekend. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Be healthy.
Thank you.
All right, and good night.
All right, good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you very
doing
much.
something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Stay safe, everyone.